Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm really glad you could join me again. So I just wanted to show you the most exciting thing. This morning, my French chair was delivered to me by the upholsterer, and in the last video, I said that it took longer than expected, but the result is amazing. He's done an incredible job, and I'm so delighted with how it's turned out. So I'm going to flip the camera around, show you now. So here is the chair. Isn't it just so beautiful? And he's done an incredible job with making it look brand new and just a new lease of life. So the first thing that I will say about this is that I'm absolutely relieved and delighted that I kept the original wood and I didn't paint it. I was going to paint it this kind of colour here, but I'm really glad that I stuck with my intuition and kept the wood as it is, because now it looks very chic. And I think that if it was painted, there would be far too much painted furniture in the room. And I just think that darkness just gives a real elegance and just makes it look so chic and timeless. And then the fabric that Nathan very kindly gifted me, I think a few people were concerned that it looked quite thin when I showed it to you, but Richard the upholsterer has lined the whole thing with batting, and so it looks really beautiful. Now the bottom cushion here was completely replaced because the other one wasn't really fitting on here. So now we have feathers, and it's lovely and thick, so it looks fabulously full. A nice comfy chair. And what I also got Richard to do was to create a new cushion for the back here, a nice oblong cushion. So that goes on there, and I'm just so delighted with how the chair looks now. It looks really beautiful, and I think it just elevates the entire room. So I finally got rid of the bedroom chair that was there. That is now in the bedroom. I'll show you that in a second. But yes, I am absolutely delighted with my new bergère, my French bergère. It looks very chic. I've wanted a chair like this for the longest time. So when I found the one on Facebook Marketplace, I just thought, wow, that's such a good price. And I knew that I could do something with it to make it look even better and to give it a new lease of life. And that is what I always love to do with furniture, is find old things that have been loved before that perhaps are no longer wanted, and they're ready to have a new lease of life. And this will be with me for many years. Whether I stay here or move on, it will be with me, and it will have a new life and a new joy, giving new joy to many more people. So yeah, the chair is fabulous. What do you think about it, Sophie? So after my party the other day, the rug did get a little bit dirty. People spilt champagne here, and then they were treading on the rug. So I did manage to clean it as best as possible. It's only here that it's got dirty. You can see if we go to the other side of the rug, it's looking nice and clean. So I've got somebody coming on Friday to clean the rug for me. It takes about an hour. So I'm going to clear all of this off, and I will vacate the house because it's supposed to be very noisy. And the rug will get a really good cleaning. And then one other thing that I'm doing, so for the party the other day, I put these pictures on the wall because I just thought it looked a little bit bare. These are two, I think they're watercolours that were gifted to me by a friend of mine in the Cotswolds when I moved there. And I do like them, but they're not going to go here. So Jonathan Fremantle was at my house. Just a second, I'm going to flip the camera around again. Jonathan Fremantle came to my party the other day, and I asked him if he would do another painting for me, and he said yes. So I've got something in mind that I'm going to do. It's going to be a surprise, but it's going to be the same size, roughly, as my Green Man painting here, and it will go there. So that will be this room almost fully completed with art. Still this back wall, but that's going to be quite an expense to undertake. So, but to have a new painting there will be wonderful, and that will really fill that space. One of the things that everybody keeps saying to me about this chest of drawers is it needs to be centered in the middle of the wall between the fireplace and the wall, and I don't think you realize that it isn't actually against the wall. If you can see, there's a gap there, but the problem is because we've got these wall lights here, that is the middle between the wall light and the edge of the wall. Oh, I'm backwards, 1 second, I'm going to flip it again. So if you look here, the middle, it's in the middle between the wall and the wall light. If it was in the middle between the wall and the fireplace, the pictures would not be centered between the wall lights. So that is exactly the right position that it needs to be. I've had quite a lot of comments saying that, so that clears that up for you, hopefully. But yes, it's a lovely sunny day again. It's a lovely, lovely morning here in Edinburgh. I'm looking after Peggy this morning. Nathan's in London. So she's just gone to the groomer for her groom. I'll pick her up shortly and then I'm going to get on with the day. But I wanted to show you my chair because I'm so delighted with it, and I'd love to know what everybody thinks. Please let me know. I think it looks really, really marvellous in the room. Oh, it's so nice to sit in my new chair. I really love it. So, the title of this video obviously says something about moving house. Now, I think I have talked about this before, the fact that I get itchy feet and I'm always on the lookout for somewhere else to live. Now, when I moved into this apartment, which was 4 years ago, I was a little bit unsure, but I felt like I was kind of rushed into the decision because I was moving out. Where I was living before, I was living with my ex-boyfriend. He was moving away, and I had to make kind of a very quick decision about what I was going to do. So I felt a little bit rushed into this property, and when I viewed it at the time, it was the summer, you'd go and view other places and there would be 15 other people viewing them, so it was very, very difficult to find somewhere to live. And this one just came right at the last minute, and it was available for me if I wanted to have it. So I remember viewing it, and even though it wasn't what I was really looking for, I felt like I should just take it as quickly as possible and just move here. So that is what I ended up doing, and it took me a long time to love this house, if I'm honest, because I never wanted to live in a lower ground apartment, a basement apartment. I always wanted to live in a ground or first floor. And the layout was something that I wasn't really hoping for either. When you walk through the front door here, you're directly into the living room. I always like to have a hallway that you can walk into so that it's separate from where you're living. And then the kitchen was not the ideal kitchen. So there were a lot of things about this apartment that I didn't really love, but I decided that I was going to make it my home, and I think you've seen the process of me doing that over the last 4 years. I've really spent a lot of time, effort, money making this house into a home, and I have to say that I am at the point now where I feel content and happy here, and then I look at this house and think, I've done really well, I should be proud, and this is a really lovely place to live. And whenever anybody comes here for the first time, they're always so complimentary and say how beautiful it is, because it does have a lovely, lovely feeling. And I think sometimes on photo, video, you don't get to see exactly how a place is. And this place really is beautiful, it has a lovely feeling. But it's always been in the back of my mind that it never was supposed to be a long-term thing and that I would probably end up moving on. So over the last 4 years I have kept my eye on the rental market to see what was popping up. There hasn't been very much, to be honest. Either everything was too expensive, or it was snapped up very quickly, or it was not available unfurnished. I need to have an unfurnished place because everything in this house is mine. So there was never anything. But the other day I saw an apartment on a very beautiful street about 5 minutes walk from here, one of the best streets in Edinburgh. And it's a first floor apartment, so it's not the ground, it's the first floor.
which means that's the highest ceilings in these buildings. It's always the first floor that have the highest ceilings. They're like the piano nobile of a house, which is supposed to be the most luxurious floor. High ceilings, unfurnished, and for a long-term let. So I made an appointment to view it. I've seen a video of it online and I think it's going to be good, but I'm not sure. I did go and view somewhere a few weeks ago and I thought that was going to be amazing, and when I walked through the door I realised instantly that it wasn't right. So I'm going to go and have a look at this apartment. I'm kind of nervous about going because I think if I do like it, then it's going to turn my world into a bit of chaos. Because the thought of moving out is quite a big ordeal. Packing everything up, I would probably have to repaint all the walls back to how they were, which was just plain white. It's going to be a big hassle moving out of this place, so I'm not sure whether I'm ready for that. But if it's the right place, I will know and I will have to make a decision. So yes, I am going to go and view this property now. I will take you along. I probably won't be able to go inside, but I will take you along, show you the street where it is, because it's a beautiful location, and we will see what happens. But I just thought, as I always share everything that I do, well, most things that I do in my life with everybody here, it's fun to keep you in the loop. And that is why the title of this video is called Moving House. So wish me luck and I will come back and let you know how I got on. So this is the street where the apartment is located. It's called India Street, and it's one of my favourites because it's quite rare that you hardly get any traffic coming down here, because at the end of India Street it's a dead end, so there's no reason for cars to come down here unless you live here. So as you can see, it's very, very quiet. The road here, that can be quite noisy because all of the roads are cobbled, and traffic goes through there, but through here there's nothing, and it's so quiet. It's very rare and unique, and a lot of people like to live here because of that reason. And as you can see, it's stunning with all of the Georgian architecture. I think this road is quite wide as well, wider than usual. And the other lovely thing is at the end of the road, where I said there's a dead end, you can walk there as a pedestrian, and you're in one of the most beautiful little areas of Edinburgh called Stockbridge, which is filled with unique boutiques and shops and things like that. I always go there quite often. And finally, the last positive is that the house is on that side of the street, so facing south, which is a lot better than being on this one when you're in the shade. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to show you inside at all. Probably not, because they don't really like you to do that on a viewing. But I'm going to have a look now, and we'll see what I think. I will know instantly whether this is going to be a good thing or not. The last time I had a viewing, which was about 3 weeks ago, I was so excited, and then when I walked in, it wasn't what I was expecting. So we will see, and I will keep you informed. Okay, so I've just come out of the viewing, and it is a beautiful apartment. The ceilings are so high, the windows are enormous, it's got some beautiful space, and I do like the flow because you go into the living room, just two enormous sash windows overlooking all of this here, and then to the left is a door, and that is the kitchen. So it's nice that the kitchen is separate, and it's quite a good size as well. The kitchen is painted red, the cupboards are quite old. This is the thing, everything is quite old in that apartment. The carpets would need to be replaced, the walls in every room need to be repainted, so I need to think about whether that is something that I am willing to do. Now, everybody knows that I don't mind painting, I can get stuck into that. I always, wherever I move, I would probably want to paint anyway, because I always like to put my own stamp on things. So it's then about thinking about carpet. So there's a big drawing room, hallway, and a master bedroom with a smaller bedroom. So I would need to think about whether I want to replace the carpet, or if the landlord is willing to do that. They're often not. They don't want to spend any money, they just want to take all your money. So yes, I will have a think about it. I do love my little house, but I have been thinking about, as I said before,
trying to find something on the ground or first floor. So I'm just going to show you now, when I told you about the end of this street, walking down to the stores. So you can walk down here, and this gives you access to Stockbridge. So it's quite strange, people live here, you can walk through. And then at the bottom of this staircase, you're in the heart of beautiful Stockbridge with interior stores. You can see there we have Farrow and Ball, and there's lots of little coffee shops and lovely things. So it's a great location, I will say. So yes, I will need to have a think about what I want to do, but it is definitely intriguing. I think if in a perfect world I wanted to take it and the landlord said that they would replace the carpets and cover the cost of painting, then it would be a no-brainer because it's a beautiful apartment. Oh, I get excited about these things. So I'm walking back now, left Sophie in the house, and I think what I'm going to do, it's a lovely, lovely day, really beautiful blue skies. I'm going to get the car and drive to North Berwick, which is about half an hour away. I'm going to take Sophie for a walk on the beach because we used to live there and she absolutely loves it. By the way, I'm walking on Circus Lane now, which is the most beautiful street in Edinburgh, so I'm going to flip around and show you. Yes, so this is Circus Lane. It is probably the most Instagrammable street in Edinburgh, and you can see why. Excuse the car. Not many cars really go down here, but these are very sweet mews houses. And at the end you see the church there. In the spring, in the summer, when everybody takes real good care of their garden, and it is so pretty with all of the flowers and everything blooming, it's so green. So yet you often find tourists walking down here, catching a glimpse of Circus Lane and taking a selfie. So it's a beautiful, beautiful part of town. And actually, this is literally 5 minutes from my own home, so it's not like I'm moving to a completely new location. I know this area very, very well, so it's just about weighing up whether I'm worth staying in my current place or trying something new. But as everybody knows, I've been there for 4 years, and I think it might be time for a change. So we've arrived in Gullen, the most beautiful town on the Firth of Forth here. This is my place of peace. We used to live here, my ex-partner and I. We moved here in 2013 and we lived here for 4 years, and it's the most heavenly, relaxing place. So whenever I'm in need of escaping the city, I come here, and it's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes in traffic to drive here, and it's just so heavenly peaceful. You can't hear anything except the birds, sometimes the waves of the Firth of Forth, but it's got huge big skies, and on a day like this it is pure heaven. And it just happens to be Sophie's very favourite place to come. We walk here and she becomes like a puppy again. And it's very morbid to say this. Hopefully it's a long way, but when the time does come, I think I'm going to scatter Sophie's ashes here, because it's a place where we have great memories, and I just know that this is her place of peace as well. She just transforms when she gets here. Sweet Sophie. But I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see how beautiful. So yes, very peaceful, isolated. So this bench here is our spot, and you can sit there and look out onto the piece here. Very, very beautiful and quiet. And only half an hour from Edinburgh. Sophie? So I think now, time to find somewhere for some soup. I'm quite hungry for lunch, so I'm going to find a place, and then I think I'll drive along to the next town, North Berwick, and we'll have a little walk on the beach there, because that was Sophie's favourite. Almost finished on our little walk. Look at this cottage here, overlooking the sea. Very, very pretty. What a spot. So gorgeous here, I love it. So, so beautiful. Beautiful. Just had a little coffee and some soup. Wasn't really worth filming, a very basic place to be honest. But it is still a lovely day. It is now 3:30. Sophie's having a little snooze there. So I think I'm just going to have a little drive around. I love coming here just to look at the houses and the beauty of this place. I'm going to drive to the next town and park up, and I might have another walk. So we will see. She's falling to sleep. Darling, I'm tired. Bless. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, honey. Papa will let you have a sleep. Good girl. So, I thought that I'd show you Greywalls again. I have shown this place quite a few times over the years of my channel. This is a beautiful country house built by Sir Edwin Lutyens in the Edwardian era. I'm going to move because the car's coming, but it's one of my very favourite houses, and I always like to come here and see it because it's such a beautiful piece of architecture. So yeah, I'm not going to go there today because I've already had soup, but if you want to see Greywalls, then I will link the videos where I have shown the interior and the garden, and they're both stunning, so check it out.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode and found it fun and interesting. I will look forward to seeing you next time, but until then, do take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.